Oh, felt like it took a really long time to get here today. I hope everyone can hear me properly. I am a little exhausted. It's been a little bit of a rough day. But I have this plan to come and see you guys and talk to you. And I don't like to let people down. So here I am. Thank you guys for joining me. We have Sam, Kay, what's up? How are you? We got Shaquitla. How's it going? I'm sorry that you're working, Shaquitla. I know you got a crazy schedule, right? I know. Shaquitla's a nurse. So she's got a crazy schedule and they run their nurses pretty hard out there. But thank you for listening. And of course, obviously, if you have to go and do what you got to do, totally understand. No worries. Yeah. So today we're going to talk about some phrases that confuse the British, some Americanisms that confuse the British that I'm going to go through and explain. I've been gathering them from various British people in my life right now. I'm also going to do a reaction to the 10 most effective advertisements here in Britain, or in the UK, I guess. But first, I want to give you guys a little catch up, if that's cool. But before I get started with that, I want to say first, if you could like the stream, that'd be great. And if you could share this with someone who might be having trouble getting on. I know last week's stream, someone had mentioned that they were trying to get on and it was showing up as private for some reason. I did double check all of the parameters for this one and it says it's public and everything should be cool. But if someone does reach out and says that they're having trouble getting on, if you could help them out, I appreciate that. And yeah, send in your chats, send in your super chats, make sure you like all that stuff, and I appreciate it. I also want to send a really special thank you to everybody that participated in the birthday stream on Saturday. That was so much fun, and I really, really enjoyed myself. I did take a long time, it did take a lot of work to plan out and get set up and everything, but and special shout out to my family because they did help me out a lot, especially to my partner who kind of produced it for me that day. But I had so much fun, and it is out there if you guys want to see it. And I might clip it out and do a couple videos for those who can't sit there through the 2-hour live stream. I totally understand that. It is tough sometimes to have that kind of attention span in this crazy, busy world that we live in. So no worries there. But thank you again to everyone who joined us live and participated in the trivia and gave me all their feedback throughout. It was a lot of fun, and I really enjoy it. And hopefully we can do it again next year. Hopefully we'll still be here. I'm really excited, and the coolest thing, the best thing about it was that I got to spend it with you guys live, which is the most fun that I have, is being able to talk to you guys and do this kind of thing. But the second best thing about it was we hit the 1,000 subscriber mark right around the time that we hit a year as well. And that's just an incredible, incredible moment anyway. But to do it, as we hit that year anniversary as well, it's really something I'm never going to forget. So I really appreciate everybody. And yeah, let's keep it going. This is fun. Let's keep it up. If you guys don't mind indulging me for a moment or a couple moments, I'd like to get some stuff off my chest. So, guys, you guys know I'm working on my driving stuff here, and I'm still kind of driving, even though I don't have insurance. Just little bits here and there. And I got dropped from the insurance because we've been here over a year, and I need to have my provisional license in order to be insured. So I haven't been driving as much, and I can't get the driving lessons until I have insurance. I had that provisional license because of insurance. So I applied for everything, filled out all the paperwork, sent it in. I had to do extra stuff because of my status to make sure that I was legal and all that. Did all of that, sent it all in, hadn't heard anything for weeks. So, and when I went on to the website to check the status, it kept saying that it's still pending. And I was like, why is it taking so long? My job offers didn't even take this long. So I finally got a letter in the mail saying that the initial application was rejected because I signed the application, but my signature was slightly outside the white box. And when I say slightly, I mean slightly. This is the box, right? This is the bottom of the box. I had like a Y that went like that. Ah, I was so mad. I was so mad. And then because because that took a little while, right? The share code that proves my immigration status that I have to get, it only lasts like 20 days or something like that. And you have to constantly like get a new one to make sure that your status is still updated. So I have to go on the website, get a new share code to prove my immigration status. And I was having trouble getting on the website because it wasn't recognizing my residency number. It wasn't recognizing my national insurance number. It was a whole big thing. It took like a week for me to figure out like the right stuff and then get it sent out again. I was so mad. And normally, when it comes to governmental stuff here in the UK, it's much more efficient than it is in America. So I was totally thrown off. I was totally taken aback by the entire situation. I'm going to get into a little bit more of that comparison in a second with a second story, but I was really, really, really annoyed. And I was like, I might be getting a little too comfortable here in England. So I had to sign another application and I made sure it was inside the box this time, even though it's not like my actual signature because my signature is really big. I write really big for some reason. So, and I got a new share code and all that stuff. So fingers crossed, everything's good now. I can start my driving lessons soon. Really? Anyway, so that was annoying me. And then I noticed over the weekend that my daughter's passport for the US, her US passport, is about to expire in the fall. So I was looking up how I can get it renewed while I'm here in the US, excuse me, because it's a US passport while I'm here in the UK. And when we applied for her UK passport in the US, it was so easy. I didn't even have to leave my house. We did everything online. We took the picture and sent it in. We paid for it online. We had to have a letter from, I think, a family member that was still here in the UK to prove that my husband was who he said he was. That my daughter was who we were claiming she was. All of that. So, but once we had all of that, we just had to upload the birth certificates and all that stuff, and we had her passport within a few weeks. Like it was really simple, really easy. Could do everything online. Didn't have to step into an embassy or anything like that. Her US passport. She was born in the US. She's had this passport for her entire life. I have to make an appointment at the US embassy in London to have her passport renewed. Why? It's being renewed. It's the same person. There's nothing different. She has to be there in person. Both my husband and I have to be there in person in order to approve the renewal. Why does the US make everything so fucking complicated? Excuse my language, but it's really aggravating. We literally got a passport for another country, not being in the country and not having to talk to an embassy or anything like that. Everything was verified electronically and through the internet and everything like that. It's just annoying to me because it's just, well, of course, it's a big hassle, right, for us. So I'm sure we're going to have to take a day off of work to go and have this done and go into London and get it all done. And I'm happy to do it for her, like, obviously, because I don't want it to run out. I think that would be a problem. I don't know if it would be a problem. If we ever went back to the US, it would probably be a problem. I'll do a little more research, but I don't want it to run out because I don't want her to have to worry about it. I just want her to be able to do what she needs to do. And she's a US citizen still, so she should be able to just renew her passport. But anyway, I was really frustrated about that because I was trying to find out all that information, and that was an aggravating. And it's like, there's got to be a way around it. There isn't, from what I can find, and it's just aggravating. And it's just been that kind of week, to be honest. Stuff at work's just been aggravating, and people are just being obnoxious, and it's just one of those weeks. Anyway, I just wanted to vent about those two things because it just, to me, it epitomizes the differences in how the governments actually function. How the UK government, with all its faults, and I'm not going to get into a political argument or anything, but the UK government, with all its faults, has actually kept up with the times, with the things like, you can share your bank account with someone, like, you don't have to have the same bank. You could still transfer money between banks. You can't do that in America, not as easily as you can here anyway. The passport thing, just, in all honesty, the driver's license renewal thing and the driver's license thing is a little bit nitpicky, in my opinion, for the UK side. But America has its own thing. You do have to show up. You do have to renew your driver's license in person every 4 years in the state that issued it. You have to prove your address. You have to prove your identity every 4 years. So I guess this is a little bit better. Still annoying that it got sent back because of a little signature thing on the underneath the box. It's just aggravating. Anyways, that's my bitch session. I'm officially English because I'm complaining and bitching while holding a cup of tea, right? Have I been indoctrinated yet? Let's catch up with y'all. You got fish and chips. Oh, nice. We had McDonald's because I had planned a dinner and realized I have a live stream because it's Tuesday, and we weren't going to be able to have it done in time for us to eat and we need to do the live stream. So we ended up going and getting McDonald's, which I'm like not happy about because it's gross, but we needed to eat. So. Hi, Chris. Thank you for joining. How does one like 300 more times? Probably creating 300 more accounts. But I appreciate it. Don't spill jam on your sweater. Yeah. Very funny. If you guys want to know about that joke, you have to watch the birthday live stream. Or it's not a live stream anymore, it's a video now, but you have to watch the birthday video. Treat everyone else as if they're idiots, and then you can't expect anything. Hi, Piper. Thank you for joining. Appreciate it. Yes, we have to renew our driver's licenses every 4 years. I think it's every 4 years I've only had a driver's license in New Jersey and Pennsylvania, and in both of those states, it was every 4 years. I'm pretty sure it's every 4 years in most states, but the states actually regulate that. So, for example, when I moved from New Jersey to Pennsylvania, I had to change my driver's license to a Pennsylvania driver's license. And I could still drive in New Jersey, I could drive anywhere, but the New Jersey driver's license was no longer valid. So if I ever had to go back, which I had to change it back before I left, actually to my mom's address in New Jersey, when we left, we made that our residence for all the last minute stuff we had to do, last bills and all that. So my driver's license is in my mom's name, my mom's address in New Jersey. So I had to change it all back. Ridiculous. I think I still have a New Jersey license. I don't think I have it here, but I have a box of like memorabilia stuff. My mom's house. I think I kept my New Jersey license because I really like the picture. I was young and cuter and thinner. It happens. You have to renew every 10 years here. 10 years? That's a long time. I think my passport's 10 years now that I'm an adult. I need to complain about the weather. I will complain about the weather. That's what true Brits do, right? I'm going to complain about the weather because it has been windy. Oh my God, the wind has been so brutal. And it has been unbelievably cold, this wind. It's not that cold outside of the wind, but once the wind hits, I'm freezing. I've had my scarf and my scarf on, my hood up, and then stops and I get hot. I like show up to work with bright red because I'm all wind blown and everything. There's nothing I can do about it. I can't block the wind. Insane. So there you go. Am I officially a Brit now? We're getting a heat wave soon. Don't tease me, Chris. I love the summer. Except your beaches are crap. Now, I grew up in New Jersey. New Jersey beaches aren't beautiful and wonderful or anything, but the pebbles, I can't do the pebbles. I just can't. I just can't get comfortable. Why do you hate well, some of your weather's a pain in the ass, Piper, no joke. But some of it, I love. I love that you don't have snow and ice, because I'll tell you, that I was very happy to leave that behind. Hate it. The novelty of all that stuff wears off real quick. I remember having a heat wave last summer, but it wasn't really, I don't remember it being that long. I don't know. Maybe it's just me, because we moved and I started a job and all that kind of stuff in the summer. So maybe it's just that it got broken up. My birthday's in the summer. We had a vacation. So maybe it's just that it got a little broken up, but I don't remember it being that long. But hey, just so that you know, there's not nearly as many people that have hit the like button as there is that are watching. And I'm very thankful that you're watching. Do not get me wrong. I appreciate it so much. But hitting that like button just puts that little extra on there. And if you have a spare pound or two and you want to send a super chat to help out the channel, that would be great. I'm trying to save up some money for some things I'm going to let you guys know about. So if you can spare it, but if you can't, don't feel obligated, because I know it's tough out there and it's totally fine. I know where I am. I don't get paid till Friday and I don't have a spare pound. I don't even know how my partner paid for McDonald's, to be honest with you. So I got nothing I have like £5 in my bank account and I have to buy a train ticket with it. So luckily it's a short train ride, so I'll be able to actually afford it. I probably have a little bit more than £5, but it's not much. Oh, listen to you, Sam K. That's my boy. Thank you. Okay, so let's move on to the next thing. You guys don't want to hear about me bitching this whole time. Hi, Michael. Thank you so much for joining. I appreciate it. Did I suss out the two in the bed from Bullseye? Not really. I remember having a conversation about that, but I did not. And the Bullseye portion had to get cut from the video that I posted about that whole live stream, because I got copyrighted on it, so I had to cut it out. When you got to 40 degrees Celsius. No, what's 40 degrees Celsius? That's hot. Wait, let me look at my little conversion. Hold up. I have a little conversion of Celsius to Fahrenheit, so I actually know what the hell we're talking about. It's 104. Yeah, that's hot. Yeah, 104 is not uncommon actually in America where I am, but usually it has a little bit more humidity. So we have I assume you have it everywhere. It's called a heat index, right? So it's like maybe it's 100 degrees Fahrenheit outside, but with the humidity, it feels like 110 or something like that, because the humidity weighs on you and it adds so much more to it. So I don't think you guys have that as much here, at least from the like 2 times I've been here in the summer. So take it for what it is. But wow, that is hot. That is hot, especially for here. That is hot. And you guys don't have air conditioning. I could only imagine people are on like the 4th floor and stuff. Yeah, YouTube likes to copyright everything. I have like 3 or 4 videos that have a little like snippet of music underneath it, and they can't get monetized because there's the music in it. I'm like, I can compose music, but I don't have time. It's been a long time, and I can't really play it, and so I don't know what you want me to do. And the music's offered, so why are you copyrighting it? Whatever, it's fine. Yeah, I would assume that's the hottest on record for England. That's pretty freaking hot for England. All right, we're gonna move on. I put a question out there for y'all. A few people responded. Had some conversations with a bunch of people around me. American phrases that confuse the Brits. So I'm going to read them and I'm going to explain them to you. Here we go. Monday morning quarterbacking. Someone at work mentioned this and they were like, I don't even know what a quarterback is, and I don't know what it has to do with Monday mornings. So I had to explain it to them. So I thought it would be really funny to do this for all of you guys. So Monday morning quarterbacking is the NFL, the National Football League of America, which is American football, for those of you who don't know. And they typically play on Sundays. It's usually like games all day on Sunday. Now I think they play on like Thursdays and Mondays as well sometimes. But primarily it's like Sunday football all day long. Kind of like you guys in your Saturday footballs. So your favorite team's playing and they didn't do very well. So then when you go into work on Monday morning, then you're saying, oh, they should have done this. Oh, they should have done that. And that's called Monday morning quarterbacking, meaning it's useless because you've already lost the game, but you're thinking that you could have done better and you know better than the professionals that just played and lost. Anyway, so you call that Monday morning quarterbacking, and you can be applied in everyday life as well. You know, like if you're doing a project at work and it kind of falls apart, and you're on the team, it falls apart, and then after the fact that it falls apart, you're like, oh well, we should have done this and we should have done that. And it's like, why didn't you say that? You're on the team. Why didn't you say that when we were doing it? That's Monday morning quarterbacking, basically. The next thing, pleading the fifth. Pleading the fifth comes from our Constitution. The Fifth Amendment in the Constitution says that you do not, in the United States Constitution, I should clarify that. The United States Constitution says that you do not have to testify against yourself when you're in a court of law. So if you are being cross-examined or you're being asked questions in a court of law or in a legal setting, you have a right to say, I plead the fifth, meaning I am not going to incriminate myself. I do not have to answer that question. And you say plead the fifth. So pleading the fifth is used in everyday language now as if like, yeah, I'm not even going to say a word about that. I'm just going to let that lie and keep my thoughts to myself. That's basically what that one means. By the way, if you guys have like ones that I don't have on here or something, put it in the chat, okay, so that we can talk about it. I'll definitely let you know if there's one that you need clarification on, or if there's one that you really like or you think is funny, or something like that too. Just let me know. The next one, just need your John Hancock. So John Hancock, I should say his name right. John Hancock was an American revolutionary from, obviously, the Revolutionary War with Britain. And when when our forefathers signed the Declaration of Independence, John Hancock was the first one to sign it, and he signed it. He has the biggest signature on there. If you see any pictures of it, the biggest signature in the middle is John Hancock. Apparently, he was one of the most outspoken people against the monarch at the time. And he wanted to make sure that King George saw his name was on there. So because of that representation, then because of that representation, whenever we want signatures or something like that, we usually say John Hancock. And my partner used it at work the other day. And he was like, I just need your John Hancock. And the customer was like, oh, I don't know what that is. So I thought it would have been funny to include it in here with you guys. The next one is a little bit naughty, but I'm going to tell you anyway. Going all the way. Going all the way originally started as a baseball term, meaning you're going to go around all the bases and you're going to get home again, right? Like a home run. For those of you who don't know baseball, it's like a diamond setup, like that. And there's bases at each of the corners. And this is home plate at the bottom. So you start here, you bat, you hit the ball, and then you go around the bases. You get home, you get a run. That's a point. Going all the way means going all the way around the bases. But it's come to now represent having sex with someone, meaning you go all the way into full intercourse. And I'm just going to leave it at that because we're not that kind of show. The next one is behind the 8 ball. Some people do know this here in Britain from my experience, some don't. So if you know billiards, you probably know it. Billiards is similar to snooker in that it's, it's played on the kind of the same grassy structure, and you use cues, and there's balls that are different colors. In billiards, there's solid colors with numbers on them, and then there's striped balls with numbers on them, and then there's a black 8 ball. And the game is over when you hit you're either a solid or a stripe on competing against each other. And then when you hit all of your balls in, then you have to also hit the 8 ball in as the last shot. And if you do that, then you win the game. So behind the 8 ball, meaning I have a ball that's sitting here. Here's the 8 ball. And I have a ball that's sitting here that I need to get in before I can actually hit the 8 ball, but I can't get to it. It's like I'm sitting here behind the 8 ball. I don't know if that makes sense to y'all. Did that explain anything? Let me know if it did. I'll try to clarify it more. It's kind of hard to explain if you don't know the billiards game, but that's basically what it means. You're basically just in a really difficult spot. There you go. I got there eventually. Next one. He's just a common carpetbagger. So carpetbagger was a term that was used for after the Civil War in America, where a lot of northern people, because the South was so decimated and needed to be reconstructed, and they were rebuilding and all of that. After the war, there was a lot of entrepreneurs that went down to the South to try to reap some benefits of what was happening there, and to buy some land and all that kind of stuff. And they were considered by the Southerners to be carpetbaggers because they were basically there just trying to cash in on other people's misfortune. So when you say he's just a common carpetbagger, it's almost like a con man or someone that's just kind of there. It's going to pick up the scraps or, profit off of somebody else's demise or someone else's despair. Bought the farm. It's another one that some Brits know, but it actually means someone died. I have no idea where this expression came from. I didn't get a chance to try to look it up, but it is used a lot in America. I think it has something to do with the farms being passed down to generations or something like that, but I'm not 100% sure. But if you do know, let me know. If I get a chance to look it up after this segment, I will. But that's what it means. It means someone died. And it's silly. I don't know. I never really got it. The next one is putting lipstick on a pig. So a lot of people, we have a lot of fairs and stuff that have prize-winning farm animals, which I think you guys have stuff like that here as well. So putting lipstick on a pig is like dressing up a pig to make it look like it's something else, but it's not actually, right? So you can still tell it's a pig, basically. And now I don't know why I pulled the farm fair thing in, because I thought it was connected, but I don't think it really is. Basically, putting lipstick on a pig means that you're trying to make it something that it's not, but we can all tell that it's actually a pig. Living in the boonies. So this is a very American phrase that gets used a lot. Living in the boonies basically means you're living in the middle of nowhere. You're living somewhere where there's not a lot of hustle and bustle, and maybe it's a really small town, or maybe it's just a very rural area, or it's very mountainous and you got to drive a bit to get, to civilization or a store or something like that. So that's really what's considered living in the boonies, because our cities are so heavily populated, and the suburbs of our cities are very heavily populated. So we feel like that's where a lot of life happens in America, which is true. But we feel like if you're not part of that portion of life, that you're just completely disconnected and you're living in the boonies, almost like you're off the grid kind of situation. Not technically off the grid, but just out in the middle of nowhere. Shoot the breeze. Nobody that I know that has not lived in America knows what shoot the breeze is. But we use it a lot. So shoot the breeze basically means having idle chit chat. Kind of like how you guys talk about the weather. Like you'll be like, hi, hey, you all right? Yeah, I'm good. You all right? Yeah, I'm good. Boy, the wind. Yeah, the wind is so brutal today. Yeah, I know. It just took me, my hair is flying all over the place. And that's like idle chit chat that really means nothing. That's shooting the breeze. You don't really talk about much. It's not really superficial. It's just not like a real deep, in-depth conversation. It's just like, hey, catching up, shooting the breeze, like what we do. No, that's not what we do. We get into some deep conversations, so I take that back. But shooting a breeze, just catching up, just talking shit, basically. Is talking shit done? Do you guys say that here in England? Do you know what talking shit means? I'm wondering. I'm curious. Oh, this is from one of our. This is from one of our contributors here, saying could care less when it's clearly couldn't care less. Yeah, there's a lot of those things in America where they're not saying it properly. There's so many of them. Oh, and my favorite is when they're like, oh, they did a complete 360. A 360 so 360 is all the way around a circle. That means you ended up where you started. A 180 is the opposite end of the circle. That's something that gets on my nerves. I hate when people say that. So when you said could care less, that reminded me of that. So I totally hear you. It is annoying. That is annoying. For the birds. So a lot of people think this refers to food for some reason here, but it doesn't. It basically means that this is bullshit. This is terrible. This is a waste of time kind of thing. Like, we shouldn't even be doing this. It's for the birds. You might as well just have a bird do it, I guess. I don't know where it came from. We say things like that. So for example, if you're climbing up like 12 flights of stairs and you clearly should have an elevator or a lift, and so you're climbing up, you're like, damn, this is for the birds. We shouldn't have to do this kind of scenario. That's kind of where those are the kinds of scenarios that you would use that in. Put up your dukes. Put up your dukes is fighting. So it's kind of an older phrase. Not a lot of people say it that much anymore, at least in my experience. But putting up your dukes basically means come on, we're about to fight. Let's go outside. This thing's going to go down. You better be ready. So it's kind of a boxing term. I don't know if you have that here, but anyone that I said it to didn't know what I was talking about. And the last one I have is, it's bumming me out. I say that all the time here, particularly in work. And everyone thinks I'm talking about butts and backsides, but I'm not. It just means I'm a little depressed. You're making me a little depressed and sad. That's what it means in America. It doesn't mean butts in America. But every single Brit looks at me like I'm insane. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Why are you bringing up butts? Anyways, those are the phrases that I came up with, and that some of you guys contributed, and some of the people in my life contributed to American phrases that confuse the Brits. So I hope you liked that. I got a real kick out of it, putting that list together. So I appreciate you indulging me, sharing it with you. Let's see what you guys got. Where are you guys? I'm a Dolphins fan since Dan Marino, huh? I don't really follow American football that much, but I remember that Dan Marino was in Ace Ventura. TJ, a work in progress. Oh, and backseat driver. First of all, welcome, TJ. Thanks for joining. Work in progress is, I don't know. I thought that was kind of self-explanatory, but work in progress is we're still in the middle of creating it, or we're still in the middle of we're still in the middle of it. It's still being produced, basically, in one way or another. And backseat driver. So that's like when someone is driving and someone in the backseat's telling you what to do, where to go, how you should be driving. Slow down, speed up. You should have made that turn. Blah blah blah, stuff like that. So backseat driver is used when you're in a situation where you're appointed as the leader of something, but there's somebody that's always kind of trying to coach you and tell you what you should or should not do. Does that make sense? Yeah, you probably heard pleading the fifth in movies and TV shows and stuff, because it's one of those phrases that's used constantly in America. So I'm not surprised if you've heard it before. But that's that's pretty common. Hump day. That's right. You guys don't use hump day here. I forgot about that one. Yeah, hump day is on Wednesdays. So it's the middle of the week. So you get over the hump so that you're getting closer to the weekend. And I always say happy humping on hump day. But it doesn't fly as much here because no one knows what I'm talking about. And the people who do know what I'm talking about, I think it's probably too risque for strangers. I don't know. But people give me dirty looks. Who was a general in the Civil War? I'm not sure what you're talking about, Chris. Sorry. First base, second base always confused me. Yeah, so I explained going all the way. So going all the way means that you're going to have sex. And so first base is like making out, and like second base is like some feeling up and maybe some under the clothes action. And I'm trying to be as PC as I can. And then like third base is like almost everything, and you guys can use your imagination from there. I'm gonna let it go. F14 Sidewinder, thank you so much. Oh, TJ, a work in progress is your name. My apologies. My apologies. It's a good name though. I totally thought that you were putting that in there, because I read the comment. I read your name, and then the comment I used plead the fifth, and it, yeah, that was my bad. I'm sorry. Please forgive me. You call it billiards pool. Yeah, I didn't know if anyone would know it by pool. That's why I said billiards. I figured billiards was more applicable. Going to get my Vinny. Oh, come back, Piper, if you can. But of course, take care of your food. But yeah, if you can come back, that'd be great. Kick the bucket. Kick the bucket. We use that too. That means dead. Living in the sticks, living in the boonies. It's pretty much the same thing. Chatting about nothing, shooting the shit. Yeah. Shooting the breeze. Politicians shoot the wind. They sure do. Put them up. Put them up, duke it out. It's kind of all the same thing, yeah. Thank you, Sam K, for the reminder. Then TJ called me out in the chat. Sorry. John Hooker. Did I miss a comment about John Hooker? Yeah, if you guys could hit the like button if you haven't, please. It does help me a ton. And like I said, I'm getting copyrighted a little bit from YouTube, so anything you can do to help would be appreciated. TV's going on. It's in the background. You know what that means? My low budget setup. We're doing a react. I have it. I had it all ready to go because people complain about me waiting to get me set up. Here we go. All right. That was fun. That was fun. I think I might do more stuff like that on our live streams, if you guys don't mind, and then maybe just clip it out and throw it out there for everybody, if you guys don't mind. That would be fun, and you guys get a first glimpse at the next video. I told you, there's lots of stuff winding, lots of stuff churning in my brain about stuff. He was a general in the American Civil War as well. Poets Day? I don't know what Poets Day is. I haven't heard of that. It's a Friday, that's a clue? I don't know what you mean. I'm drinking green tea. Don't disown me. I love green tea, and it was cold today, and it was a shitty day at work, so I really needed it. Yeah, I've been reaching out to some other YouTubers and watching some of their stuff to get ideas and things. I am trying very hard to learn constantly and improve constantly. So I definitely am no professional YouTuber by any means, but I've also thought maybe, since the channel's monetized now, that maybe I can like hire a freelance editor every once in a while to help take some of the burden off me, just because it is a lot of work behind the scenes, but we'll see how it goes. We'll see. Lucy Goosey. Did I say someone say Lucy Goosey? That's funny. Green tea, yes. Green tea is very healthy. I actually did a segment on one of my live streams very early about how healthy green tea is. I read all of it off and everything. That's how I did the 13 cups of tea segment, came out of that. All right, let's start this react. We're going to run out of time in a minute. So this is The 10 most effective British advertisements. You guys call them advertisements or advertisements. We call them commercials. Hello? And now you're not going to work. There we go. I was having this trouble the other day. Why is it doing this? There we go. Hello, I'm a pizza. Interesting. But the words backwards.
Last year in England, 15 children died in house fires.
Jesus.
So parents, I'd like you to make a promise. Repeat after me. Spare my child's life. To test my smoke alarm on clock change day. To give my family the best chance of surviving a house fire. You did promise, didn't you?
Oh my God. I'm going to cry. This is so dark. Oh my God. Holy crap. I didn't think it was going to be that morbid. Jesus.
Wasn't expecting to hear from you today. Wasn't Steve supposed to be sorting that out on Friday?
Alice is one of thousands of St John Ambulance volunteers. She's fully trained in first aid and knows what to do in any situation. She can be the difference between life and death. But what she can't do is be there every time.
Oh my God. We were having fun. What the hell is this stuff? You guys are so morbid sometimes.
Watching telly with kids. Well, I was thinking about going for a pint. Instead of punching my lung. Just slowly filling up with blood. I'm going into cardiac arrest now. Silly place to overtake, really. Still, you live and learn. Don't you?
Oh my god. Oh my god. I can't. I'm sorry. Okay. I'm sorry. I thought that was going to be a lot more entertaining. And now I'm scared. I'm not going to lie. I'm scared. Jesus Christ, you guys. I couldn't even get through it. Oh my gosh. Sorry, just give me a sec. All right, I really thought that was going to be fun. I apologize. I did not know, obviously, obviously you could tell by my reaction, I did not know what that compilation was entailing, and because I don't typically preview any reacts. Yeah, effective is, I guess that's the right word, because I will be effective forever on those, but I didn't even finish them. Thank you. Oh my gosh, I'm oh. Somebody tell a joke or something, please. Oh my gosh, not to make light of any of that stuff or anything, but that was not where I thought we were headed, and I am so sorry. But you could tell, obviously, that my reacts are very genuine and off the cuff. I feel like I owe you a palate cleanse now, because damn. Okay. Let's see if we can find something a little bit funny, because I can't leave it on that. I can't. That's not fair to anybody. Sorry, I'm just copying this so that we can get this. This seems like it's funnier. It's from Mojo UK, so they're usually funny. I apologize again, y'all. Ouch.
Who knew? Welcome to Watch Mojo UK, and today we're counting down our picks for the top 10 things British people don't realise are weird. Before we begin, we publish new content every day, so be sure to subscribe to our channel and ring the bell to get notified about our latest videos. For this list, we're taking a look at British
Memorable
customs
is
and items that we take as a given that are actually
memorable is
strange.
a word for it.
Number
Okay.
10, barrister wigs.
In light of the evidence, Mr. Tilsley's admission and taking your mitigation into account, I am now persuaded that you were not the instigator or ringleader in the crime committed against your grandmother.
While not and anonymity, while also creating an imposing image to hammer home the supremacy of the law. Ironically, in the years prior to the introduction of the wig, barristers were expected to keep their hair short for a lot of the same reasons. Though these eye-catching headpieces are used elsewhere in the Commonwealth,
They're really odd.
in the kitchen.
I talked about this. The washing machines in the kitchen.
While increasingly not uncommon in most major cities due to the lack of space in most of flats, Coming across a washing machine in a kitchen continues to baffle non-Brits, and in particular, the Americans. Whereas our cousins from across the pond prefer to devote their entire rooms or closets to their washers and dryers, we decided long ago that the best place for them was clearly somewhere between the dustbin and the kitchen sink. And there they stayed. As such, it's easy to get that all across the world there are families folding their clothes in the comfort of a laundry room, flummoxed by us doing laundry within arm's reach of the toaster.
The hell out of my kitchen.
Number 8, our sense of humour.
I have a terrific sense of humour. It's just very dry. Often mistaken for having no sense of humour at all.
Satire, irony, self-deprecation, deadpan delivery, and a desire, nay, a need, to avoid sincerity at all costs. These are the things that make British humour unique. Perhaps Ricky Gervais summed it up best when he said that Brits mercilessly take the piss out of people we like or dislike. As if you find yourself asking, were they joking or not?
Happens to me all the time.
The dog chewed it off last year.
Number 7, calling pulp juicy bits.
Yeah,
No,
let's go crazy. An orange juice.
this one should be obvious, but apparently it isn't. Orange juice comes with juicy bits or no bits, right? But those
Pulp.
bits are pulp across the Atlantic, a decidedly less off-putting word.
Juicy.
While the American
Juicy
option
bit
is
sounds
slightly
like
more universal,
sexual.
it's not like our version is a less than accurate description, and it pays great homage to those other great British linguistic traits, not saying exactly what we mean, and turning even everyday things into a mild euphemism.
Orange juice. Probably not.
Number 6, spotted dick, another food-based innuendos.
Spotted dick, sir. What? Spotted dick.
The ever popular spotted dick is a traditional pudding that's really quite tasty. But those who
It's not
didn't grow up with
tasty.
this served after dinner tend to only snigger at its name before declining it in favour of a less risque cheesecake. Such a staple is spotted dick, though, that there are still multiple canned varieties available if you're in need of a quick fix. And if nudge nudge wink wink food is really all you're after, then why
Toad in
not
the
have
hole.
Scotch woodcock for breakfast and toad in the hole for your main?
I can't really say my grandmother used to make a sausage in the hole. My grandfather used to make sausage in the hole.
For a non-Brit looking in, our menus both boggle the mind and tempt the taste buds.
This is good. I thought the food here was supposed to suck.
Number 5, having multiple taps.
Yeah.
How and why this is still a thing is pretty
Yeah, I don't know
baffling in
why that
itself.
thing.
Across the world, other humans have evolved to the point where they're no longer required to either burn or freeze their hands off when they go to the loo. And yet, in these parts, having 2 separate taps for hot and cold water remains the norm. Still, seeing someone who's not accustomed to the setup try and fail to wash their hands without minor injury is kind of funny. Maybe that's why we refuse to change. Number 4, affectionate texts.
You doing it? Yes. Done it.
Yet, hang on.
Signing your text with an
Too
X.
often have we been labelled as cold and unaffectionate. For too long has the world believed us to be an emotionless folk. And how do we prove that we like, or at least tolerate, other people? By signing our texts, tweets, and most other messages with a single lowercase x.
Don't bother trying to explain if you've got the silence on it for you.
For those not in the know, it represents a kiss. For the Brits scratching their heads right about now, this small gesture actually isn't standard everywhere else. And since the invention of emojis, it's become a cute callback to a bygone age. As to the matter of how many kisses you should or shouldn't put, no one really knows for sure.
Don't think I'm changing the subject, but I found a bus ticket.
Number 3, not tipping.
Luckily, I just bought another pair.
Taxi fare.
This one always throws.
Oh my gosh, the
tourists for a
tipping thing
loop.
still throws
While
me.
it's common in North America for
I have
patrons to
such a
tip
hard
their
time
waiters, waitresses, and
remembering
bar
who
staff,
should get
it's
tipped, who
not a
shouldn't.
thing around this way, or across
So
most of
hard.
Europe, in fact. And maybe this entry, more than any other on this list, is one that we wind up stumbling over too, because our natural inclination not to tip can get us into trouble on our holidays, all while supposedly confirming the
We used to-
assumption that we're a rude and uncaring bunch. It's not that we don't like you, it's just that we don't tip.
She paid for the breakfast off, but normally I would never do this.
Number 2, brown sauce. Nothing screams delicious like brown sauce, but incredibly only in the UK.
Everything prepared me for this sensation.
Bro, your HP brown sauces. Your obsession is crazy.
Bacon rolls, anything with chips, but the rest of the world simply hasn't caught on. Sure, you can get steak sauce elsewhere, and apparently endless variations of barbecue sauce, but the humble brown is by contrast a
Barbecue
rare
sauce.
and unusual delicacy.
You must never eat a bacon sandwich without the big, bold flavour of HP sauce.
For non-Brits, even the experience of asking Brits at a restaurant confounds. It's brown, it's sauce, it's brown sauce. Easy. Number 1, oddly specific regional accents.
What did you think, Bob? John, I thought it was just great.
The United States is the 4th largest country by area on Earth, while the whole of the United Kingdom ranks as only the 78th largest. How then can Britain have so many distinctive
So many
accents?
accents.
No, it's not. You just need to. No, it's not. You just need to.
I can't watch television without the
the
subtitles in most cases. So I can't understand the accents.
Just down the road from each other have a completely different way of speaking.
Is that how you treat people up in London? No wonder you're down here with your tail between your legs.
If you go by Hollywood movies alone, then we all fall into one of 2 camps: ardent Cockney or softly spoken
Super
Queen's
yeah.
English. In the real world, though, that's very far from the case. You agree with our picks? Check out this other recent clip from Watch Mojo.
Yeah, that definitely lightened things up a bit, didn't it? Yeah, the accents. Totally did not expect that many accents when I came here. And then I only know really the posh and the Cockney accent. And I'm picking up a few things here and there, but it is still hard for me. Brown sauce, no, I'm not a fan. I don't like spotted dick either. Toad in a hole is funny. Very funny. I remember the first time I heard spotted dick, I'm pretty sure I laughed for a good 10 minutes. Okay, we don't use the word fanny except for fanny pack. And sometimes we'll use it as like an insult. I don't like it because it's usually used like that someone's too effeminate or something. So I've never used it, and not a lot of people I know use it unless they're using it in one of those 2 terms. But I know fanny is definitely a dirty word here. And I've definitely tried to wash my hands on the double tap and burn myself. My work bathroom has that, and I burn myself on it pretty regularly. Okay, so in America, the X thing, okay, we use XOXO, and one is hug and one is kiss, and I'm not sure if X is kiss or X is hug. I always thought it was hug, so I'm a little bit surprised actually that it's kiss. And now I'm a little bit nervous because I use it now, and I've been sending random, like not random people, obviously, I'm not texting random people, but like I do like use X sometimes with people I don't know that well, and I'm wondering if they're thinking I'm kissing them. And I'm just like, oh, hugs, because we also do stuff like that in America. We're just like, oh, hugs, you know, like sending you hugs or kind of thing, but really weird. You don't have to tip; it's not a thing. But like, you do tip in some instances, like when I get my nails done, which isn't often because I'm cheap. When I get my hair done, And then certain restaurant settings, someone said they tip. Sometimes it's like built into the check. And then obviously sometimes delivery people. I don't know. I don't really. I always get confused. So I just kind of leave it up to the British people around me to determine, and then if they need to give money or something, I'll just give some money for it. Ground floor versus first floor. Yeah, I got into a fight with someone about that. Someone was delivering something and they couldn't find my apartment, and I told them, "Oh, we're on the second floor," I think I said, because the first floor of our apartment is parking and like mail and stuff like that. And then we're on the next floor, right? So the first story. But we don't really, I mean, we use it in America, but it's just not common. I don't know, for where I'm from anyway, it's not common. So we'd always say the second floor because the first floor is the ground floor. And then he was like, "No, you're on the first floor." And we had like this little altercation about it. And I was just like, clearly you can tell I'm not from here. Clearly it's a language barrier thing. I'm not trying to be an asshole, but he wasn't buying it. He was pissed off, not drunk. No, I don't like brown sauce either. I'm with you, TJ. I don't like brown sauce. And I don't like beans on toast. I don't like your beans. You see really good service and then you tip unless you're in a shop. Most shop assistants can't take tips. That's fair. Bye, Piper. Thank you so much for joining us. Appreciate it. Have a good night, and we'll talk to you soon, I hope. We say fanny pack. Yeah, people say fanny pack, and I always thought it was stupid. I don't like them either. I think in general, I just think they're stupid. But yeah, people do say fanny pack, and I laugh at them because even before I knew what fanny was in England, I always thought it was funny. It just sounds funny. X's are kisses, but represent affection, really. So friends will put an X at the end of the text. It's not a big deal. Hi, Rachel. I didn't know you were with us. Thank you for joining us. Yeah, I'm still going to probably do it. It's something I picked up since I got here in Britain, putting the X at the end. And it's something I'm probably going to continue to do because I think it's just a nice way to end the conversation or end the conversation. I don't know why I'm trying to figure something else out. Loads of butter on the toast, fried egg on top of beans. You sound like my partner. Why you guys are obsessed with butter? I'm actually editing my video for Saturday, and it's things I hate about England. And one of them is the fact that you guys put so much butter on everything. Anyways, so it's funny that you mentioned that. Yeah, beans on toast is big here, isn't it? Yeah. Okay, I'm gonna end it there, y'all, as we are well over an hour. But I had to give you that palate cleanse. I definitely had to do something that we ended on a positive and an up note. I apologize again about those advertisements. I did not know what I was getting into. But thank you for bearing with me in trying to redeem myself at the end. And also, thank you so much for joining us. I love having these streams with you guys. I wish I could do this every day. If you haven't hit the like button, please do so. Make sure that you're watching the videos, commenting, sharing if you can. And I really appreciate you helping us out and getting us to where we are. I really want to keep doing this with you guys. So if you can help in any way, whether it's with money, if you can afford it, if you can't, no big deal. But doing those likes and shares and all that kind of stuff and watching the videos, all of that really, really helps as well. So there's definitely going to be a vlog out this Saturday at 6 o'clock. I'm thinking there might be a bonus vlog. Maybe. I'm not going to make any promises, but definitely hit the subscribe button if you aren't already and hit that notification bell. So you'll know, and we'll keep in touch. I know, because we always do. Love you guys. I hope you have a fantastic rest of your night and rest of the week, and I'll talk to you soon. Bye.